My name's Ben Anderson. 2 years ago, I was over 400 pounds. This is my story. Growing up, I was always the fat kid. I very vividly remember getting picked on a lot because I was bigger. And I'll never forget, as a 10-year-old or something, ran away from home. I think I hid in my car, and eventually my older sister found me crying. She said, "Well, what's wrong?" And I said, "I'm just tired of being the fat kid." Yeah, maybe I always had a little bit of a food issue, but I was trying to make everybody peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as a 3-year-old. But, it's the stories we start to tell ourselves that kind of start to become that issue. And then, this is my oldest when she was a baby, and you can see it was already starting to become a problem and take down a wrong path, and it got worse until it became untenable. I knew I was overweight, but I wasn't obese. It wasn't morbid obesity, certainly. I was always big, and I was just big again. But I didn't even realize what it was limiting me on. I didn't even realize, I didn't have a view of what I was like. I was athletic, I was big, I was a big guy. And I didn't even know what I had turned into or what it had cost me. I would go play a pickup game of basketball, and I could play for 5 minutes before I had to walk away. I would wake up the next morning just with pain shooting throughout my legs because, I'm not sprinting, but even just the jogging on a basketball court was so impactful on my knees, on my hips. It was a struggle. I've got 3 daughters, and just trying to play with them, trying to be there for them, and "Dad, why can't we go do this? Dad, why can't we do that?" And having to tell them, "Oh, we don't have to do that, right? You can go play, you can go have fun," and kind of sitting back. But even just little things, right? Fitting in a roller coaster seat and thinking to yourself, no, this isn't a problem. Getting on an airplane, right? Just trying to find things that fit and look good a lot of the times was a struggle. And I transitioned my career to kind of being a more public-facing person in our company. And I found myself really starting to notice and be self-conscious of my appearance. Really kind of looking at that size aspect and starting to realize, okay, something needs to change.
You're down 175 pounds.
Yeah. No, I hit that goal. I think I told you my biggest I ever got was 420. I hit that 210, so I can legally say I'm half the man I used to be. It didn't feel special. It was just, I need to make a change. I knew that. You helped me see that.
Ben had actually originally been referred to me by his primary care physician because he had presented them with what he thought was a hernia. And when he came into my office, the good news was that Ben didn't actually have a hernia. He had a condition that could only be treated by losing weight. Ultimately, the procedure that Ben chose is called a SADI procedure, also known as a modified duodenal switch, or a SIPS procedure. I typically reserve this procedure for patients who have a higher BMI. The reason is that this particular procedure is not only restrictive, but it also reduces how much a patient can absorb. So in this procedure, what we do is we first take the stomach from the size of a football to the size of a banana, and then we rearrange the intestines. And when we rearrange the intestines, I simply go to the end of the small intestine, bring it up to the front, creating a shortcut. What this does is it reduces not only how much a patient can eat, but it also reduces how much a patient can absorb. What I love about this procedure is We have great long-term results with this procedure for patients with higher BMIs, much better than, say, a sleeve gastrectomy, but the complication rates are lower than some of the procedures where we change your intestines like a Roux-en-Y.
The surgery isn't about losing weight. It's about helping you reset and forcing you to make some decisions.
So weight loss surgery, just like any weight loss modality, whether it's medication, diet, exercise, it is a tool. I'm always going to tell patients that if you have surgery, you are going to see a lot of weight loss on the front end, but your long-term success will be directly related to how much you follow the diet, follow the exercise, are committed to lifestyle changes. It's 80-20. 80% of your success will be lifestyle modification. 20% of your success will be either the medication that you took to get there or the surgery that you used to assist you in weight loss. But there is no magic bullet.
Honestly, it's a choice every day. You know, I think I've told you a couple of the things I do. I've really leaned into the, just do hard things. Life is full of hard. And either you can choose what your hard gets to be, or it will choose for you. Being 400 pounds was hard. This is 50 milliliters, or roughly 3 doses or 3 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar, only the finest. Another 50 milliliters of lemon juice. And just to make it palatable, a tablespoon of honey. Just takes enough of the edge off to make me not want to vomit every morning. But it's good for you. And it's something hard that I don't like to do, but I can do it. Losing 200 pounds? It's hard. But man, it's a different hard now. It's a choice every day. Some of the things I do, I literally get people who ask me why do you do that? No one's gonna know. I'll know. And it's the more you lean into it, the more you're ready for hard. Life's gonna be hard, either way. You can prepare for it. You can let it happen. It doesn't make it any easier. That journey to surgery, post-surgery, right? Starting that transformation was hard. It's hard to watch what my life had become, though. It's kind of hard to look back and think what I was and where I was. It's hard not to want to shout it from the rooftops. But I also know I was the guy sitting in that doctor's office, every intention to prove them wrong, saying it's not for me. This is stupid. I can do it myself. I can't. We always think it's us. Right? When I was big, I would go to the gym and it was always like, oh, there's a big guy at the gym. What's he doing? Now that I'm not big, I go to the gym. I still think everybody's like, oh, there's a big guy at the gym. But you just gotta go. Right? You get over that insecurity because everybody's here to work on themselves. No one's here to judge. And it's hard, because a lot of the times the biggest judgment comes from us, right? I'm my own worst critic, but I like it. It keeps me going, keeps me feeling good. As part of this journey, when I was at my biggest, there was a picture of me hugging my mom in her last week of life. And I had to ask, who's that hugging mom? Because I'd gotten so big, I didn't even notice. Through all that struggle, right? Life was hard. I was with my mom in February of 2020 when she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I was with her a month and a half later as she took her last breaths. It was hard. Life is going to be hard. And if the only time you deal with hard is when life throws it your way, gosh, it's so much harder. It goes back to, yeah, can you do it yourself? Of course you can. Maybe. But you don't have to. That's what I realized through this entire journey is I thought I had to do it myself. I thought I could do it myself. But every step along the way, I found people who were there to help me when I needed it. Not to do it for me. It was still hard. But they gave me a hand where I needed it. Whether that was my wife doing this kind of on her own, a doctor that didn't try and convince me this was the only option, or myself eventually looking in the mirror and saying, who's that? Both good and bad. I looked at that picture from 4 years ago and thought, who's that? And it was probably a year and a half after surgery. And I started looking in the mirror going, who's that? I don't know if I fully know him yet. Man, I'm gonna have a really good time getting to know him better. He does hard things. And he's better for it.
Big hugs. Yeah, we're just giving big hugs.
Kisses?
No, no mommy kisses. No, daddy kisses.
Wait! I need
So, again, this is what it's about. I couldn't get here alone. You don't have to either. Make a choice. Do something hard. Take care.
I'm gonna get you.